Hey all, it's Kevin Douglasberg. What was I saying? Blog. Don't have the blog, but still have a YouTube channel. And I know I haven't done videos in a long time, but I feel very strongly about what's going on with Intel, and I'd like to give you my take on it. As somebody that lives 40 minutes away, as somebody that's been in the IT industry 15 years, as well as somebody that's gone through layoffs and reorgs and 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 all the other transitions that you can really have in 53 years working for basically 12 different IT companies, 13 contractors, stuff like that. What we're seeing here is the modern day. What Intel had delivered to us was the modern day kind of snake salesman kind of spiel. And it's nobody's fault. That's just how it came down. COVID happened. We had seriously strains on our domestic and global transportation, distribution, warehousing, supply chain dynamic. At the time COVID happened, I was at AAP, and I was a back office administrator. So I handled like 28,000 of their customers, which were engineers, people in the field, people in the offices, people in the transmission centers, people working on utilities, left, right, remote, wherever. We had a scare that our semiconductors, mostly semiconductors, were in the hands of foreign entities that controlled if we had them or didn't have them. And you need semiconductors for everything. Cars, phones, you name it. Everything runs with semiconductors. And our biggest, I think at that time, the biggest client we had, not a client, the biggest customer they had was like us. I think it was either TSMC, or something else like that. These are all foreign countries. Companies that had foreign countries for locations, for headquarters. We were dependent on something outside of us, not domesticated, not domestic, but outside of our constraints, our controls, our accessibility, as well as our power to get and not get the things that we rely on so often, so much, every single day of the world, every single day around the world, which is technology. All right, we had an issue. Government came up with a plan. Like Ronald Reagan said, the worst words you ever hear from the government official is, "I'm here to help you." Paraphrasing. So they made a CHIPS Act. Okay, they're going to make semiconductors here. Other companies are going to get all these billions upon billions of not only subsidies, tax write-offs, tax abatements, great land, accessibility, infrastructure upgrades, blah, 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 blah. Substations, water treatment plants to service these humongous industries that are going to come in. So I live in Newark, down the street from New Albany. $10 billion, $20 billion, I don't know how many billions they said it was. It was done under great fanfare. It was the CHIPS Act. And Biden, DeWine, at the time. And Now they're saying it might not even. So it's going to be delayed. Everybody was pushing it. Everybody's pushing. The infrastructure here was nuts. All the income, all the rents went up. All the land values went up and stuff like. Oh, that's good for the city and stuff. Yeah, it's good for the city, but it caused a lot of people to. Everything was more. To live is more. Utilities went up. I mean, everything goes up when some kind of plan comes in that's that massive. 2025 or oh sorry 2031 now maybe, and now they're saying if they can't find a customer they're not going to have the plant possibly is going to close down. This is not even open yet, and massive work was done, and they had to close off the highways for these structures to come in that were huge for the foundry division, and it was Intel. Fortunately, Intel pulled their shit in Israel too, and nothing really came of those plans, I don't think. So they got all this tax write-off, they got all this business, they got everybody all flustered. They brought all this industry, quote unquote, supposedly all this hubbub, and this is no different than snake oil salesmen back in the 1800s. Except then it wasn't sponsored by the government. Except then it didn't impact all the infrastructure. Except then it didn't impact all the people that are going to and from and just trying to live around all these areas that were so-called going to be developed. Except it pulls smaller businesses down that can't keep up, and all the inconvenience and the social structures and the people that it displaced, and the possibilities of jobs for other industries to possibly come in that are not based on technology and things outside of our control. Not surprised. Not surprised of what happened, because in 2022 or 2023, everybody's talking about Intel. I went through Ohio Unemployment Office, Ohio Meets Jobs, and they're talking Intel, and CTech was talking Intel to the community technical college, and the also the campus here in Newark for OSU, and Intel. You gotta get a job at Intel. Intel's doing this. Intel's doing that. Intel's doing this. There's no Intel inside now. We gotta be honest with you. There's no Intel inside. They went through one CEO, and you know it's bad when the CEO starts talking Bible scripture, and then replaced him, put another CEO in. He's hacked a lot of jobs. I mean, he does not have jobs very hard. He's got to completely reorg and gut the whole system and see if this thing's going to be viable. I hate to be frank. If you didn't have a fucking customer, why build it anyways? Why build when you don't have a customer? Marketing 101, market analysis 101, supply and demand 101. You know, I was a criminologist, and we did a survey for one of our studies. And you make a sheet and say, what do you want? How do you want it? It was a study. How did the CHIPS Act not get studied, in which they would have a customer after all this fucking around, to be honest with you? I had to drive through there because I worked at Honda. I mean, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. They made it 3 lanes. They made it 4 lanes. They made it this. They made it that. Schools had to get bigger. You got a power plant had to get made. You had a water treatment plant that had to be made. How the fuck do you not have a customer? If you build anything, a general store, you'll have customers. Well, we didn't have Walmart killing everything, all that, but how did this fucking go on and go on this far? This is video 1, by the way. We're gonna get a video 2, video 3, video 4, video 5, because it's an absolute disgrace and a mess. My name's Kevin Douglasberg. This is What Was I Saying blog. Just sitting in the garage where people plan for things and they decide then to go after it. Not think about, what do I have a customer, and go all in at 20, 30, 40 billion dollars, and all the social and psychological and transportational and residential and business and manufacturing impacts to every single other thing that you touch with your development. Something to think about. All right. We break it down here, so we got a little prayer. I'm going to hold it the other way. So pardon me. Pray for those coming and going, everybody in uniform, everybody going on a plane, train, automobile, anybody traveling, all those that were in uniform, all those that are in the service, all those that are going through a bad day, all those coming and going and having rougher days with the bad economy that is what we're experiencing right now. The layoffs, and everybody going through social changes, as well as economical, psychological, physical as well, pain and suffering. Hopefully tomorrow's a better day than it is today. Hopefully people can find more faith, guide, spirit, hope for tomorrow, and let's do something good for humanity and move everything forward. God bless. Thank you. Take care all, and bye.